Hi everybody, this is Dan Talks Sense, and today I'm going to do a quick video. I'm going to tell you 7 Perfume Parlour fragrances that I believe you should buy, you should invest in. I've chosen these 7 fragrances based on how close they are to the real thing, how they performed on me, if they project, and hopefully it'd be helpful to my subscribers and followers out there who are getting into the fragrance collecting sort of business. And you want to try niche fragrances but for cheaper. This is gave me an itch to collect niche fragrances because many of these are really close to the real thing. I'm not going to say that every single one I've got from Perfume Parlour has been spot on. They have excellent customer service. If you're not happy with what you've received, you can send them back and get your money back. But in general, they are spot on. And what's good is that the bottles, you can get 13 mils and it's usually about £5. You can then carry them around with you at work. Now I've recently been back to work now and my work job was full of these. And I picked out the 7 which I believe are the best. What I'm going to do is tell you what they're actually called on Perfume Parlour's website and the number that they are. Hopefully that'll be helpful to you guys out there. So the first one that I think that you should get your hands on is their interpretation of Dolce Gabbana The One EDP. Now when I bought it, I think it was last year, it was called The One. They've now changed it to Only Man for Men, but the number you need to be looking out for is 0666. What you get with this is the beautiful cardamom and bergamot. This is absolutely spot on compared to the real Dolce Gabbana The One EDP. I've sprayed them on side by side and they are identical. Now the real Dolce Gabbana The One EDP is famous for not having great performance. You probably get about an hour or 2 out of it. With this I would probably get about 2 to 3 hours, so it's on par. I wouldn't say it's better, I'd say it's on par with the real thing. But with this, I paid £5 for 13 mils, and for 30 mils you're paying about £12, which is unbelievable, and this is spot on. I can't pick them apart. The only difference you get with Perfume Parlour fragrances is that they're really oily, so when you spray them on your skin, they're really shiny, and sometimes you need to spray them on first thing in the morning, wait for a good half an hour before it settles down, and then that's when the magic happens. So the first one you should be looking out for is Dolce Gabbana The One EDP clone, which is Only Man for Men. The second one that I would recommend that you buy is one called Rum Kale 1942. Now this is an interpretation of Penhaligon's Halfeti. Now last year I went to London and I looked around Penhaligon's. I smelt all the fragrances. I put pictures of it on my Instagram page. And I was just blown away with how beautiful the fragrance were, how well blended, and they were just real top quality. And I remember putting Halfeti on, and one of my work colleagues said, "Oh, that smells really good." But I wouldn't pay the full price for Halfeti. In all honesty, they're really quite expensive. However, what I do like about Penhaligon's is that the bottles are absolutely stunning. Like the lids are like top class and they will look really good on your mantle. So if they end up being on a Fragcom page with the bottle, I'm definitely going to get one. For me, they're one of the best bottles I've seen in Fragcom. Absolutely beautiful. Halfeti, it reminded me of like somebody that would be absolutely stinking rich in Dubai or somewhere with an absolutely fantastic car, just utter class. Spices, you got the saffron, cypress and rose in there. The Perfume Parlour version, for me, when I smelt it, it was, I'd say it's about 90% the same. You can tell the difference in quality notes that have gone into making this, but for me it reminded me of smelling the real Halfeti and I was really impressed with it. and this does perform, and this got me a compliment in work as well. So I'd recommend that you check out the version of Halfetti. It'll be in a niche section of their website as well. It might be a little bit more. I think this was about £6.75, but it's 13 mils. I think it's a bargain. So that's my second recommendation. The third one is called Woodfire 1874. This hasn't changed names, but this is an interpretation of Mason Margiela by the fireplace, and what you get is the lovely chestnut, you got Gaiac wood and vanilla. Now when I smelt this, I couldn't believe how realistic they got the fragrance. So like Mason Margiela, it brings back its interpretations of different places you can be. So you got one for a barbershop. This one replicates being by a fireplace, and what it does remind you of is marshmallows roasted over a fire. It's just superb. You get the sweetness and you get the smokiness that comes around, and I just don't know how they've got the smokiness so spot on. It just smells really natural. And when I wear this, it creates a really nice scent. Well, this is absolutely perfect for the winter. And what it does remind me of is walking around Christmas markets at freezing cold, and this is so warming and a beautiful scent, and it is really close to the real thing. I definitely advise you to buy Woodfire, an interpretation of By the Fireplace. So that's my third one. Number 4 is an interpretation of a discontinued Tom Ford fragrance. I don't know if you can see on the camera how dark the juice is in this one. It's a bit different to the other ones that I own. This is a clone of of Tom Ford Amber Absolute, which is a discontinued fragrance, and I think they were pushing their luck really by calling it Absolutely Amber. They've now changed the name, and it's now 0797. It's called Tertiary Complete. That's the new name. I just checked on the website. And what you have is notes, you got woody notes, vanilla and amber. And this is superb. And what it reminds me of really randomly is if you had like a Werther's Original sweets, and you like melted them and they create this lovely smell, or like a Caramac bar, something like that. It's just absolutely splendid. The vanilla in this is absolutely lovely. If you like gourmand fragrances, you will love this fragrance. Now, I haven't been able to get a bottle of this Tom Ford because it's discontinued, but I received a decant and it was very close to the real thing. Superb interpretation of Amber Absolute. So if you can, I mean, it's a discontinued fragrance, so it makes it even more special that you can still have that scent for really cheap. So I'd advise you get that one. So number 5, it's still called Card Red 1861, and this is an interpretation of Baccarat Rouge. What I like about this one is it's got sort of candy floss vibe, very sweet, and yeah, I do like it. It's got jasmine, it's got amberwood and saffron in there, and this projects. It's got kind of like a smokiness to it as well. So for me, it just reminds me of candy floss for some reason. But I really like this scent, and it's got really good performance and projection. Superb. Yeah, Card Red 1861. So have a look out for this one as well. So almost at the end now. This one is an interpretation of Noir de Noir by Tom Ford. It's now called Black Extreme. It's 0645. And this has got prominent notes of rose and vanilla. It's got like a bit of like, it smells like dark chocolate in there as well. But let me tell you that this just smells absolute class, like really classy fragrance. And you never imagine that this cost £5 for 13 mils. For me, it smells really close to the real thing. And I don't usually wear rose, but this works really well. And I was wearing a suit when I had this one on, and I was smelling the lovely rose around me, and it just was spot on. I loved it. I would definitely advise you to go and get Noir de Noir. If you like the nose, the notes of rose and vanilla, then you will love this one, and a lot cheaper than Tom Ford. Good staying power, this one, and projection. The last one, and I recently got a bigger bottle. This is 30 mils, and this would have cost about £12. And this is Night Gent 1592, and this is a clone of L'Huile de l'Homme. And what you get with this, you don't get the cardamom bomb at the start. With L'Huile de l'Homme, what you get with the real thing, with the newer batches, is you get that cardamom at the start, but it's not as powerful, I don't think, as the original batches, and that's why people are always searching for the original batches. What you get with this is the dry down the real one, but you get this throughout the fragrance. You don't get so much cardamom, but you get the lovely lavender and spices. And when this, you compare this to the real thing, this is, I'd say, about 95% the same. You'll get about 2 hours performance and projection out of this, and it becomes closer to the skin. But for me, I was no way I'd buy the genuine L'Huile de l'Homme when the performance of this is exactly the same. If I could get my hands on a vintage L'Huile de l'Homme, of course I would, because I've smelt a vintage batch and there was definitely emphasised cardamom note in the original batches. But this is perfect for the office, this is perfect for dates, this is perfect for casual wear. This is a beautiful fragrance and a great interpretation of L'Huile de l'Homme. Now, I hope that this has been helpful to you all out there. I'm not saying that every Perfume Parlour interpretation is spot on. You will get quite, they are quite oily, so it'll be shining on your skin. My advice is don't, when you smell them, it might take about half an hour, 40 minutes for it to dry down and react to your skin. With these, what seems to happen is the more you sweat, the more it reacts to your body sweat, and it just seems to emphasize the fragrance even more. I really liked them. It got me interested in niche fragrances. After buying these, I then went in search for decants of niche fragrances. There are two that I don't own in my collection, but I have tried before, that were really good. One was Tom Ford's Tobacco Vanille. That I thought, this can't be Tobacco Vanille. I'd never smelt Tobacco Vanille before, and I just presumed you get notes of tobacco and vanilla. And then it was, it just had a bit of, it had the cloves in there, the cloves note, and it was just too overpowering and it put me off. But then I got my hands on a genuine Tom Ford Tobacco Vanille, and in that one you smell the cloves quite powerful as well. And I was like, it was actually spot on, but I just didn't expect the cloves to be so emphasised in the fragrance. So Tobacco Vanille was close to the real thing, and it had amazing performance. And the other one was their version of Tuscan Leather. I remember wearing this in work, and somebody came into where I worked and said, "Oh, it smells like leather shoes in here, really strong." And they were like a big distance away from me, and I knew it was me, and I was really embarrassed, and I thought, I don't want to smell like leather shoes. But what they done was they got the leather notes so spot on. I was like, I don't know how they've done this. But their version of Tom Ford Tuscan Leather was really good as well. Superb performance and projection. I was tempted to go and get Tobacco Vanille again, in all honesty, because I know now how close it is. I've got a decant of Tobacco Vanille coming in the post, so I'm tempted to order the Perfume Parlour's version to compare the two. If you want me to compare the real versions to Tobacco Vanille 1v1, I can do that. Let me know in the comments. If you want me to do another Perfume Parlour haul video where I get, say, 10 fragrances from Perfume Parlour and I can tell you how close they are, you let me know, I can do that. I know a lot of my subscribers and Instagram followers, so they enjoy the Perfume Parlour videos because it's really helpful to people out there that don't want to spend a great deal of money but want to smell superb, and I think that's a good thing. I own real bottles, I own decants of niche fragrances, but I'd say high percentage of my collection is Perfume Parlour, because when you've got small bottles like this where they're 13ml, you can put it in your suit jacket, in your back of your jeans or whatever, and you can just freshen up as you go throughout the day. So let me know what you think. Hope you enjoyed that video. I hope it was helpful. Let me know what you want to see from my channel, and thank you for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. I've got a lot more good content coming out for you very soon. I'll be speaking to you all very soon, and if this is put on my channel on Sunday night, I hope you've had a really good weekend, and I'll be speaking to you all very soon. Thank you for watching.